Hey everybody, working on the curved Tri Tailtuner here. While the last episode was uploading and the camera was recharging, I got on a roll and I got a lot of stuff done and I didn't film any of it. I put the bridge back together, and I glued on the string tree block, and I installed the tuners. And on the tuners, I forgot that it's a thicker body, which means that, technically speaking, it's too thick for the tuners now and needs to be routed in the back so that it's thinner where the tuners go in. But I was able to get away with just not using the washers, which gives them a rather flush kind of a look to the installation, and the holes just barely show up. The hole is like right above the nut that holds the tuner on, but it's okay because of the fact that they're locking tuners and they only get cranked maybe half a turn and it's in tune. So there only being a little bit of post there sticking up, there's enough to get the string into the hole, and that's really all you need. That, and you bring it around halfway and you're done. So should be okay, and it gives it a nice flush look too, which I kind of like actually. So I think that's going to be all right. I went ahead and put the locks on the nut just because I could. The things you do when you're waiting for stuff to dry. And I reassembled the jack, and let's see what else. I think that's about it. Yeah, it looks like it. So at this point, it's got enough stuff. This piece of tape right here, that's the saddle line, the theoretical saddle line. So the bridge is going to go right about there. And yeah, at this point, it's done acoustically and is ready for strings. So I can check out my neck alignment and my bridge height. And then it needs the electronics and put the swing bar on and put the depth pick guard on. That might be a little high, might need sanding. Yeah, before it had neck shim in it, so yeah. See how it goes. I don't think it's going to need neck shim, but where's this pickup at? Oh yeah, that's plenty safe, so should be okay there. All right, let me get to it. Okay, came in here with a straight edge and been checking like the neck alignment and set the bridge height. Check the pickup spacing. Yeah, it is going to need that spacer. And yeah, that's about it. So I don't really have to put the strings on now. I did it that way instead. And leg bar before electronics, so you can route the electronics around the leg bar. So I think leg bar's next. Okay, so I've been wondering whether I should just copy the screw hole positions from the old body up here, this one, or whether I should lay it out from scratch based on this guitar, where that's going to be the center of my bridge, and so I come over 25 degrees, and right about there would be where the center of the leg cutout would be, And so I'm going to be something like that if I'm at 25 degrees. Yeah, something right about there, which pretty much matches up with, I mean, the old one was up here, I think. I'd have to measure it out. But yeah, I'm thinking lay it out again, see where it ends up, and then see how it compares to the old body. Well, it turns out that ideally the bar should go right about there, because that gets you 25 degrees. This is where the bar should intersect the body. And at 25 degrees, that would put the bottom end down there. The old one was actually about here, and about the closest I can get to down here is right about there. So that's what I'm going to do. And what that'll do is that will shift the entire guitar that way by about ½ an inch in relation to the player when they're seated, which isn't too bad, considering that the design is supposed to shift the entire guitar about 4 inches this way in relation to the player when they're seated. So instead of shifting 4 inches this way compared to a traditional guitar, it's only going to shift about 3.5, something like that, because of the fact that the bar is up a little further than it should be by about that much. Once you get the angles worked in, it works out to moving the guitar back about that much on your leg. Not too much, don't want to go all the way through. And since I'm freehanding it, I better be safe than sorry. I did resize the screw, and that thing must have gone almost all the way through the old body, because it's about the right length for this thing. Using a longer screw and cutting it off, all it would do would get me a blunt point. Basically, it'd still be just as long. This is like the ideal length, but it's already pointed, so. So, I wonder if I need to actually do this anymore. Might not need to. Maybe I should be safe. Okay, let's do this right. .7, 3.8, 3.7. And for the shank, 2.5. 2.5 to 3.7. Probably something just under 3.7. Because we're going get the right part of the drill here. Right part of the bit, that's 4.7. Because we're going into plywood and we don't want to split anything. technically speaking, we're drilling laminate, just a whole stack of it at once. There's a 3.5. What do we need, a 3.7? .38. Yeah, this might be good. This might be a little big though. What's this thing? That's a 3.1. That's the same size as the shank. I'm going to go bigger than the shank, but smaller than the thread. So I think, let's see here, what's our winner? 3.5, we have a winner. It's not a push-through fit. Alright. First we gotta fix that. So let's see, the screw's 3.7, so we need something at least 3.7. That's a 3.7 or 3.8. Might need a bigger size than that. That's better. Get an even bigger size. Now we give the man some fighting room. Yeah, that's what we want, some fighting room. Okay, cool. We got a drop through fit. And now we can drop it through and get a length measurement for our depth on our drill bit and mark it with some tape. So we got a bit of tape, and we say, okay, we want that much bit right there, which is right there. Get the straight edge on our tape, and that's right there, and we're good to go. That's how deep. That's it. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of hole, but of a precise size and a precise depth. And we pack it with wax. But first you put away your drill bits so you don't lose them. Okay. Grab the wax. And get a little bit of wax. It's actually way more than I need. Now I wish I had fingernails. Ah, there we go. There's one. And a bit of wax. Put away the extra. Make it nice and neat. There we go. Get all the sawdust off it. And time to put this thing on. So that's one side. More sawdust. Okay. That sets 25. Right about there. Let's see. Dump to dump. Yep, that's pretty straight. And then we want these to be parallel. That's at about 80, and that's at about 80. So yeah, right about there. It's all clogged up with lacquer. Now, can I get it back out? Watch, it's stuck a little bit. Ah. There we go. That's my punch mark for my drill. Yeah, it's kind of stuck. This hole's going to need to be enlarged as well. Yeah, pins and pliers. I feel like I'm working on a samurai sword. Alright, let's see what size this thing is. 3.8. Alright, this is one size up from 3.8. It's on camera. Yeah, buddy. Just what the doctor ordered. So this goes back on. And let's see, should be a mark here already. Right about there somewhere. Where'd my mark go? Ah, there's my mark. Better make that bigger. Where'd my punch go? Ah, there's my punch. Now, where's my mark again? There's my mark. Okay, that's one. Set this thing to 15 degrees. If you're wondering where these angles come from, experimentation and trial and error, basically. Back when I was making when I was still doing the V-bar thing, if you look at this guitar right here, it's got the V-bars on it. I figured out from trial and error that 15 degrees was pretty much perfect for a strap bar. You've got room to get into in between it and the neck for getting up at the top end here to the frets, and it's not all sticking in your face or anything. So yeah, 15 degrees worked out perfect, and I never really had to change that once I found it. On the leg bars, I started at 30 degrees because that's about the angle that you hold a guitar at when you're playing it seated and standing usually. And then I found that tended to kick it up a little bit too much, so that the headstock was a little bit uncomfortably close to your face, and so I brought it down from 30 degrees up from horizontal to only 25 degrees up from horizontal, and that gives it a bit more of a relaxed or slacking back kind of a seated playing position, and not quite so sitting up so all straight in my chair, and I've got, my guitar between my knees, and I'm all classical with the headstock right up there by my face and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where the angles come from. So with this one, it's really straightforward. Once you figure out where you're putting your back screw, and it's already got this hole, so you just swing it over the proper angle and make your mark. Which is where I'm at right now for the strap side. There's my mark for the other side, right? Yep, that's that mark. So then we come over here, get something going straight. Get that going straight. Get up there, you. Alright, that's pretty straight. And then we get this guy pointing off at 15 degrees. And we're right about there. Nice mark. Cool. It's even bigger than that mark. That's how clogged up the hole was before. Give a little bit of this. Once again, just a little bit, because I don't really have it marked to correct depth. But this will help pilot things along, so to speak. Now I got to hook up the real bit and such. Checking to see how deep this hole is going to need to be. It looks like 14 mil, maybe 13 mil. Almost forgot the center park position here. Another nice little mark. So, thumb screw is like 3/8. That's the next size down. And I'm going 13 mil. That's one. Get in there, you. That's two. And that's three. And put the drill bit away before the drill falls off the bench and bust the bit off. Alright, bit's safe. Now, leg bar, leg position. It's a guitar. Oh, wait a sec here. Need a third hand. There. Now I got the stand locked. Yeah, it's a guitar. And the park position. Nice clean, can't even see the bar. And last but not least, the strap position. And that's how it hangs. Is that showing up? Not quite. Hold on. Now, this is always a pain to get this shot. Hold on a sec. Okay. This is how it hangs. Pretty nice angle. It should work okay. Now the question is that in camera? It was about there and wherever the plug. Yeah, you should have been able to see all that. So yeah, there you go. Strap bar position. That's the center line for the pickup. That's the saddle line for, like, theoretical saddle line. So that's where number 1 string saddle is going to go. This was already laid out according to the bridge location. That's been laid out to the bridge location now as well. And this thing, interestingly enough, on the old guitar, apparently is all just held on with screws, no glue. Kind of done with that. The wire going over the edge of the body does mean that it's going to have to come back to about here before it'll clear the leg bar and can wrap around behind the body. You can tell when you're getting close to the end when there's not much left in the parts bag. What we got? We got a jack, strap locks, wrenches. Wrenches are case candy. They don't belong on the instrument. I've decided, at least that's my opinion this week or this month. I might change my mind again next month. And there we go. 1 pair of bridge screws. More damn sawdust. Ow. Ah. Blasted magnets. Got to be careful not to mark up the paint. Actually, I think one of these rails, the paint's already started to peel off. Probably should have sanded them first. Well, it started, but definitely cannot see what's going on Need more lights in the shop. All right. Well, that's not going to work for this pickup. Yeah, I guess the other pickup had the ears that go down to all the way to the bottom, and then the screws stuck through and into the body. So, I guess I'm gluing this plate on, then I can screw it onto this plate, or I could just glue it. Screws are all set up, kind of look nice. Maybe I'll screw it. Rose gold, $1.50 cheaper than black. It's a real Maglite. Only thing, it's LED, so it behaves kind of digital. It's bright, and then it's dark, and then it's dead all of a sudden. Glue, glue, glue. There's the glue. And the cap's stuck, as usual. Is there like some trick to this? I don't know. On Crimson Custom Guitars, they make it look so easy. Of like, I guess they go through a bottle a day or something. All right. This is going to be interesting. I've got to get it like right where it was. Right about there. Okay. That's one line. That's the other line. Okay. Come here, thing. Probably way more than I need, but it might not be that even and flat, so I want to make sure that it does stick. It doesn't take like forever to set up. However, it is going to be drying cam time here in a moment. Drying cam. Okay, enough of the drying cam. So in case you're wondering why this positioning is so important, what I did is I set up the bridge, and then I set up the pickup and got the correct pickup alignment in relation to the bridge, that showed me where the base went. And then once I had the base in position, the base plate, the spacer in position, I was kind of stuck as to like, okay, now I have to mark this somehow. And the first thing that came to hand was this, and so I just used it to just make those little marks that you saw when I started filming the last little segment, and finished drilling out these holes a little deeper. Only to discover that the screws don't reach, right? So yeah, best laid plans. Really, what it is that I'm not like building and designing this thing from scratch. I'm just kind of like switching stuff over and making what changes I have to as I go along, kind of a thing, and making what improvements I can as I go along, sort of a thing. The other approach would be, okay, I'm going to take this neck and maybe, these tuners and that pickup, and I would have decided all of that ahead of time, and then I would have redesigned the whole thing from scratch with this shape of a body at this thickness, and this might have changed, and it would all pretty much end up the same way. That would have been the tuners. These would have been routed. That'd be about the only real difference I can see. And yeah, so that's, and I can always take these out and run the router along the back, and then hit it up with more dye, and hit it up with some clear coat, and then put it all back together again and have the routed look if I want. I mean, I've still got the washers, so. But I'm going to give this a try, and I see no problems with the way with it working correctly, functionally. And I think it's going to have a really kind of like cleaner look, so to speak. I've always thought it would be kind of cool if you could have like tuners like this, maybe, yeah, even on a thicker body, where the tuners only stick up to the top of the body, and then you've got like a hole around the tuner that the string, or groove or something, that the string goes down like into the body, almost like a string through, before it goes around the tuner, to give it a really kind of strings going down, almost a string through look on the tuner end. I always thought that would be kind of cool. But anyway, I think we're still on drying cam here. So, back to the drying cam. Wouldn't want to screw on the pickup and pick up the guitar, only to have the whole thing slide off because the glue hadn't set yet, right? Oh no. It figures. It still hasn't set up all the way. I don't believe this. Alright, wait some more. Okay, I'm gonna end this episode here. This is actually, I'm recording this like 2 episodes in the future. And yeah, the upload time for the last episode 7, was like an hour long, and it was like almost a 2-hour upload, and I had to do it 3 times, and so, yeah, so I'm gonna, in this episode here, it's, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes of footage, and I've already got another episode's worth of footage that I just copied off the camera onto the hard drive, and I've already done more stuff that I haven't even filmed yet, so, yeah. Gonna end it here. See you all in the next one, hopefully. Whether I do or not. Everybody, be sure to have a good one, and go make some sawdust, right? Or do something, make something beautiful, even if it's not made of wood, Like, actually, I've seen an interesting build recently you might want to check out. A guy's building a steel-bodied resonator with he's doing it with sheet metal and solder and torches. And yeah, it was interesting, very interesting. I haven't really checked into the build in a major way yet, but definitely interesting. I caught like one episode, as I recall. The front of the guitar is quite pretty. Be interested to see how it turns out, and what his thoughts on working with the steel sheet was, because the whole thing's basically, he's building an acoustic out of steel sheet metal. It's kind of crazy in a cool way. All right, see everybody in the next one. Until then, have a good one.